G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present the Round 17 review here on AFL SuperCoach 2025. First week out of the bye rounds, and now we are certainly looking to the future because, I tell you what, a fair bit of carnage. Well, not a fair bit, but we did get one big injury news with Caldwell. So I'm going to be discussing some things after I've reviewed the team and after what I'm deciding to do, and just talk about all sides of the spectrum. If you've got Caldwell, what do you do? So he's been ruled out. He's having surgery, ankle syndesmosis. So that sounds like, so I think to me that is 6 weeks at absolute minimum. So there's every chance we won't see him again this season. So he's probably he's definitely a trade. If you're watching the video, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below your trade plans down below. I will reply to comments this week on my YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get into the team. We scored 2,364, which is a better round than the previous week. So nice to see a green arrow in the season rank after a couple of dips in season rank, which we now sit at 1,473rd. So the goal is to get inside the top 1K. So hopefully we get there. The first goal is usually always top 1%, but we always want to finish inside the top 1K if possible. And I think it is possible. Just need to hopefully not cop too much carnage, too much more carnage. Because Caldwell is mildly popular, but he's not like a super pod or anything. So it is bringing my trade amount of trades down, and not many people's are changing or anything. So yeah, we'll see how we go. This season, first time this round, and first time this season that the previous round I didn't do a single trade. So we're going to need a few of them for the run home. As you can see here, I wanted to show you guys my trajectory here. So we got as low as 751st, and we haven't reached inside the top 1K since round 10. And we got as low as 782nd. But as you can see, and I'm not shattered about it whatsoever. Like, we've just really hovered around this just outside the top 1K range for the majority of ever since we've really made a leap up. Early rounds we were really struggling. The bye round certainly hurt us there. Then we went boom, and we're doing all right. We're doing all right, but we are hovering around this 1K, little outside the top 1K range. So hopefully by the end of the season we can get a 3-digit rank here. So that is the goal. Let's talk about some highlights from the side because there isn't as much to talk about now. So I will try to quickly review the side, and I'll talk about Caldwell and what people should do. Also maybe have a look at a couple of others. So I vice-captained Marcus Bontempelli. My fullback was Holmes. He played a fantastic game, Max Holmes, but you didn't use the ball well whatsoever. Bontempelli was my vice-captain, 133. I just take that always. 125 plus is usually... Especially now that we're out of the bye rounds and we got mainly Primo guys, I think 125 is now my limit. Especially with all the tags and stuff happening, we just don't know what can happen each week. We don't need to chase the monsters. We just need to chase a consistent 125 plus score each week for vice captain and captain. Obviously, it's handy when you nail a big VC or C though. So yeah, as I said, Max Holmes, I thought he was good, but just butchered the ball. I'm not going to say anything analytical about the Brisbane Port players because I didn't see a second of this game. So I was at the St Kilda Hawthorn game with a few mates. So it was good fun, good to get a dub. Connor Rose, 131, was fantastic. So good on him there. Dale, picking Dale over Nazaya in heading into round 3. That is going to burn me. Yeah, because after my trades this week, it really feels like I've only got one more piece left in the puzzle. So that's a little hint with what I'm doing with Caldwell. Dale 65 got tagged by Constantine, then moved forward. This could have been a worse score. His ass got saved by kicking a couple of goals, so that was good. Jack Sinclair 72. He's just had a rough patch over the past few weeks. They're just looking at Nazai more and more, and yeah, that's just really limiting his ability to do much, really. So, yeah, he's been disappointing over the past few weeks. Hopefully, he turns it around. Callum Mills, 107, good response there. The roll is beautiful. I want to talk about this Bailey Smith laid out. So originally I wasn't going to I put McCarthy on the bench. I'd whack the E on just in case it's a handy score. 82, very respectable. Well done. McCarthy, he's looked really good as a instant inclusion into West Coast team. I'm doing this after the fan cast recording, by the way. I'm absolutely buggered. So I'll record this and edit and get to sleep. So I wanted to see how McCarthy went. And then this is why I love Nick Martin. So Nick Martin was originally my back line. I swapped Campbell Gray and Nick Martin around. Campbell Gray took Tom McCarthy's score, which I originally wasn't going to take till I heard Bailey Smith was going to be out. Shout out to Mitch Cleary for giving us the heads up on that before the Essendon Gold Coast game. Otherwise, they would have been locked out. And Keeler would have counted towards my 23rd score. So we managed to sort that out. So now Nick Martin was pretty poor, but just his ability to swing from forward to defence to forward just really helps the flexibility of the bench. So, yeah, we were able to cover that. So I was one of the lucky ones. Matt Carroll, 57. I'm just wrapped that he played because of that low break even of -8. He went up with a score of 57, up 28K, which comes in so handy, especially for this week now. Nick Dacos, 127, fantastic against the Blues. Butters, 113, was awesome. Tom Green didn't go as big as I would have thought against the Eagles. I thought this would have been a big spike game, but that's all right. He's treated us extremely well since bringing him in. Bontempelli, fantastic against the Kangas. Brayshaw, as I've mentioned before, tough run home, really tough run home from here. So we got one good fixture against the Eagles and maybe one against the Blues. Then the rest is just, tag or difficult matchup central for him. So he's been a starting pick of mine. Jai Caldwell, 96. He was tracking pretty well. And we saw ice go on his ankle in the last 6 minutes. And he's been rolled out with syndesmosis, so he's out for a minimum of 6 weeks, I believe. So this is a definite trade. He's been very good for me. I got him in at 440. He's been a very successful pick. I've had him for 5 rounds, 102, 111, 125, 96. So very happy with what Caldwell's done, but unfortunately he has to go. Adam Chera, 89. Another thing I should mention about Caldwell, and before the injury news was confirmed, it was actually an initial red flag anyway. It still matters because Caldwell only missed the last 6 minutes of the game. His CBAs went down a fair amount. I think it was 44% CBAs. So realistically, if he played the full game, probably 47%. But that's a big dip. And that's probably because of Zach Merritt entering the midfield once again, which probably should have been a thing. And then you also had a look at Durham, who was playing a lot more half forward. He moved back into the midfield, and Caldwell took a fair bit of what Durham was doing. So his CBAs were pretty low, and that was a bit of a red flag anyway with what he could do for the rest of the season, because probably without Merritt in there, to be honest, he probably could have done 105, 110. But now it's probably, if he wasn't injured and that role continued to happen, that was probably a 100 average for the run home, maybe even 95 to 100. So I guess that's decent timing. So that was a bit of a red flag for me. Adam Chera, 89, played a lot more midfield than what was being mentioned and whatever. So I was pretty happy with that. As long as he can stay in that 60+% CBA range, I'm pretty happy with him. Harry Sheasel, 94. CBAs were back up. That was fantastic. Zach Johnson, 79. Hopefully just good bench cover from here. Bo Allen, it is bench cover, but not much. Hopefully we don't have to resort to Bo Allen, but good to see him get a good run of games. Gorn, we flagged about this fixture run, and unfortunately that has hit big time, 90 and a 79 over the past 2 games. Then he's got Cherry, but then this fixture run opens up a fair bit, which is very handy. So 79 from Gorn. I think people that don't have him, if they've got an extra couple amount of trades, I'd be looking to jump on him heading into. I think his run unless they do Pitternet and De Koning, his run really starts round 20 against the Saints and looks really nice there. So anyone that has him, doesn't have him, I'd look to get him in. Right, Marshall, 135 was fantastic as well. He's a real super pod for me. I think he's my lowest owned player inside the top 1%. So his last 3 weeks, he's really been firing. So that's good. A bit of a good reward there. So he's in back to his usual best. So yeah, we just need that to keep up if we have any shot of top 1K there. Nick Martin, 68, disappointing. The role was there, just didn't get as much of the ball as I would have liked. McRae was very solid against the Hawks, won at 116. Christian Petrarca, 79. The role's still there, just a disappointing game there. Adelaide are a tough midfield. Isaac Rankin, good to see him back in the ton. The lack of sort of the role that we picked at the start of the year. So, I mean, we're definitely in no position to be trading this, but yeah, just keep in mind it took him 5 goals, I believe, to get this 131. So just keep that in mind. I think Rankin will be fine. I think he'll average 90 to 95, but yeah, good to see get a spike score out of him. Little concerned about him. Chad Warner, 95, just, be solid as a rock, mate. And Horn Francis, I'm speaking a lot about midfield minutes. For once, during my work break, I actually had a look at all the CBA's rotations on DFS. So if you want to use that as a research tool, I'm sure most of us know about it, but DFS is amazing. Horn Francis, and this is what's promising. Actually, I won't bring it up, but I did see he had 58% CBAs over the weekend. I didn't see a second of this game, but good to see him be relinquished back into the midfield for Port. So that's good, promising signs for the future, despite the disappointing score. I think I saw him at -5 at quarter time and thinking, what's going on here? No, he was at -5 during at some point, and then he was on 2 at quarter time. So the fact he could get to 78 is pretty salvageable. So that's good. Keeler just couldn't get near it. And then Dawson, 98. So I think that's his second score under a ton since bringing him in round 8. So, he's been a good pick. Oh, should have brought some water. Let's talk about what we're going to do, and then I'm going to try my best to help everyone out in this certain situation. So Joey Caldwell's got to go. He's out for 6 weeks. Best of luck to you, mate. Speedy recovery, but a certain someone needs to come in that I've been eyeing off for weeks, and it can finally happen. If you guys watch my videos, you probably know what the plan is here. Matt Carroll, thank you for your service, mate. Thank you for the extra price rise, but your time is up. We are going to bring in. So what was it? Yeah, Sheasel there. It is a Port Adelaide rookie, Ewan McKinlay. He was the second pick in their mid-season draft. He's the only mid forward at 99K. Happy to take that on. And then, how good? How good to finally... I've beaten my demons. This has been a pick that has killed me last year, killed me again this year, but we can finally get him in. Tristan Cherry. I think that's what I've landed on. Using 2 trades to go down to 3 is a little bit scary for this, but I'm going to back myself in, hoping that 3 trades should still be enough from here. There's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So, yeah, trading into 7 more weeks, 3 trades. Hopefully we can get a couple of weeks of Carnage-free stuff, and we can have 3 trades with like 4 rounds to go, and we got a little bit more flexibility there. Getting interest in Cherry at 603K. Never thought he would get this cheap with the way he was going. And I'm very happy to confirm that. And it gives me a lot of money in the bank too, which I'm very happy with. I couldn't do Caldwell to Cherry in one. I had to use Carroll to get the money down to do that. So we got Cherry in. We'll chuck him in at flex. We'll chuck him in the ruck spot where he deserves to be. And it's finally nice being a Tristan Cherry owner. Oh, it's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. I've beaten my demons. I've gotten Tristan Cherry in. The only problem I would have with this is I would like to have seen another week of him, not up against max score and just seeing how he goes after that concussion situation. So I would have liked to have waited one more week, but we had to act now because of Caldwell, which is fine. Hopefully Cherry is all right. Because that concussion was pretty scary. The fact they didn't take him off was madness. But if I hear any more concerns and if he misses the game or whatever the case may be, then then we'll reassess here and maybe grab Nass, because it feels like Nazar Wangan Miller is a missing piece. Same with like Grundy and Jackson, but they're less owned. So he was 95% owned in the top 1%, so I had to cancel that out. He's a good cap. He's got a good fixture for the run home, good captain option. So that is a very good feeling. All right, let's talk about this situation here with Jai Caldwell. I assume it's skyrocketed here. It has. I'm going to try to help you guys out on what I think. So 531K. So you would need 100 plus K in the bank to grab Jackson or Grundy. I'm gonna be in the position of thinking, all right, they're using one trade to get this done, because the less trades you have to use to get rid of Caldwell to a premium, the better. So Grundy and Dogger. Dogger was disappointing against the Hawks there. Against the Swans. Big break even. Probably wouldn't go there at this stage. Grundy's still got a fantastic run if you can afford this, but I don't think I can recommend paying up 727,000 for a player, to be honest. Holmes has still got a very nice run. It's not as nice as it was before. Gone, but you could probably wait on that. Yeah, so there's 8 guys above 600K. Let me pause. I really need some water. My throat is dry. Because I can now use StreamYard, I can actually pause my video, so that's nice. Very happy with that. So, I had a sip of water. All good now. So, I think, I think Grundy's just too much. Dogger, he'll go back down in price here. Gorn, you want to be thinking urgently, like right now. What do you want to do? Nick Dacos is a good pickup. I'd say all these guys, I assume most have Baz, so I won't worry about that. Dacos and Nass and Cherry, I recommend as the top dollar guys to grab. Zach Butters, if you got some money there. If we talk more about their range, Jai Caldwell's range, like it's an extra 1,100 to get up to merit. Does have a bit of a tag run coming up, but you're grabbing him with an instant good score this week against Richmond. Jack Crisp, no. Nick Martin, if you need some defensive forward DPP, I still really like, but he's probably not an urgent one given his break even is huge. Could score that against the Tigers. Did last time. Did better than that. Liberatore feels like the flavour of the week. I think he's a pretty good option. Can drop a few stinkers, so just keep that in mind. And I think Dogs actually they do have a nice run home. Essendon, GWS are giving up points. Melbourne, I doubt they tag. West Coast, and then so Adelaide, Brisbane, Freo, probably the tough matchups, but you get a nice month of footy here. So that's something to think about with Libba. I don't mind him. If I had to choose, if you asked me this morning, I would have gone Zach Merritt. But the more I think about it, I think Libba is a good differential to have. Not saying Zach Merritt's a bad pick, but I think they're both very solid there. Luke Ryan probably wouldn't bother. Lockie Ash is interesting. George Hewitt, yeah. Brayshaw I wouldn't bother about, just with his bad run home. Jordan Clark will drop in price. Connor Rozee, I think this is perfectly fine to grab. The roll is beautiful. Ed Richards, I think, will get pretty cheap next week if you wanted to go someone different there and hold Caldwell for another week. But probably at this point in the season, you want to be prioritising good fixtures here. If you don't have Bond's perfect to grab, Marshall's starting to rocket up in price again, so that's good. Dawson's very solid. I think Adelaide have a pretty good run home actually for inside mids. Much more of a positive. I know it's a tough. Dogs is tough. Port's tough. Hawk's tough. It's pretty 50-50 actually. Not as good as I thought. Probably should talk about Errol Goulden here. If you're in the position to win Supercoach or you need a differential for your league, I do like the Errol Goulden pickup as a huge differential for your opposition. Like, he is an absolute freak. If we want to go below Jai Caldwell's price, Jack McRae, I mean, if you're one of the guys that did trade out, his role's perfectly fine. He looks back to normal. I do recommend this pick. Saints have an excellent run home for inside mids, and like Nazai Wanganeen Miller, like they're both very good picks. Lockie Neal, probably not. Bailey Dale, probably wouldn't bother. If you need a defender, like it, and you're willing to wait a week, Lockie Whitfield, I really do like at that price. That is good value there. You know, cheap ruck, Lloyd Meeks, the guy, I guess. Matt Kennedy, if you want a different forward. If I was a Tom De Koning owner, I'd wait on teams for this week to see if Pitternet gets dropped. If not, he has to go because we've seen that he's not a premium when Pitternet is in the team. As we look at other guys, if you want to go super different, Jack Steele's got a brilliant run home for inside mids, as we mentioned before, with the Saints. So that's an interesting one if you want to go there. Break even of 81, I think, is a very underrated replacement if you need to go down. And then there's not much else. Sam Darcy, I know he's had a couple of poor games, but I do think he will eventually turn it around. If you wait a couple of weeks, LDU is going to be very cheap. McKerch has been a very good pick. Yeah, so I think we're seeing, if you want to bank some money, let's go under 431k. Not really sure if there's much here, to be brutally honest. Kieran Briggs is on a bit of a heater. Not sure how real this is though. We talk about rucks that explode as picks, and Darcy Force been absolutely that. Like him and Flynn, there's always a ruck that's cheap that can just go bonkers, and just due to Big O dealing with a bit of a bad back injury, Fort's been getting Fort's the beneficiary of it. It's not really much down here, to be honest. If you got Matt Roberts, trade. Yeah, so hopefully I summed it up well for you guys. If you got money in the bank, I really do like Errol Goulden as a differential. If you want to pay up a little bit, Cherry, Nass, Dacos, I all really like as picks. Didn't talk about Noah Anderson. He's super consistent now. He's a good pick. Bontempelli, if you don't have. Callahan, probably showing a bit of disrespect, not even mentioning him, but 580k. Giants do have a good run, so maybe that is worth it. Connor Rozee is really good. So hopefully I helped you guys out. Liver and Merritt around the price range I do like as well as Nick Martin for defensive forward DPP there. Jack McRae is a good pick too. Let's go into the SDS Super Leagues and we'll wrap this thing up and I'll edit and go to sleep. Harley knocked me off in the SDS Super League. Shout out to Harley Sports Talk, absolute legend on TikTok and YouTube. So I think we had a good week actually. Yeah, a lot of us, I know. Yeah, a few of us went up, so that's good. Big round from Toby, 10,000 spots up, 2,500 plus. That's mental. Yeah, so great round from Toby there. The rest of us scored around that 2,300, 2,200 range. With that loss, I'm sitting in fifth. We're hoping to stay inside the top 8 as we head into finals. As I mentioned, the SDS Super League. If you win the SDS Super League, you stay in forever. The winner of last year was Jake, Smiley Like You Mean It. He's sitting ninth, so he definitely wants to defend his title for sure. I would have thought so. Good season from people out there. Stuart's Primo's down a week, but that's okay. Top of the tree struggled a little bit more this week. SDS Super League 2 is sitting 46th, so I think that's a better round from the crew. James went down 32 spots. I'm sure he'll bounce back. Daniel, you're so good, up 10 spots, so he's inside the top 110. So that is awesome. Surely brings in Errol Goulden. Has he got Caldwell? No, maybe he doesn't need to. Okay, but I think if he really wants to make a charge for number one, that's a cheeky shout. Jack, shout to Jack, absolute legend. Cheese, unfortunate week from him. Tristan had a very strong week. So how many guys have we still got? We got 11 inside the top 10K, so that's very good. Yeah, so very interesting stuff here. So good season from the boys here. Where are we sitting? This is a harder league and we're one spot ahead. So yeah, as I said, it is very tight for positions. So we've got to make sure we get some dubs up here and make sure we're in the top 8 here. So really enjoyed the SDS Super Leagues this year. Thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate everyone's support. And we'll see you in the next video. Hope you're doing well. Catch ya.